My name's Hedwig.
How old are you?
9?
I've never seen a case like this before. 23 identities live in Kevin's body.
Who are you? Help me get out of here, Hedwig.
You trying to trick me? I'll tell on you.
Aren't you the clever one?
An individual with multiple personalities can change their body chemistry with their thoughts.
Someone's coming for you.
Who's coming?
The beast.
There's a man here. He abducted us and he's going to kill me. We're meant for something. Something horrible.
The world will understand now. The beast is real. He's done awful things to people, and he'll do awful things to you.
What's up, guys? It's your boy D-WIZZLE. Thank you as always for tuning back into the channel. And today I'm continuing on in my series of reviews for the Glass verse, the Unbreakable verse, the Shyamalan verse, or whatever you guys want to call it. We talk about all the films in the Glass trilogy leading up to Glass that's being released January 17th. I've already talked about Unbreakable. If you guys haven't checked that out, I'll leave a link in the description below so you guys can watch it. But today, we'll be talking about the second film in the franchise. We'll be talking about Split. That came out in 2016, I believe. Yes. It's directed by M. Night Shyamalan, and it stars James McAvoy, Anya Taylor, Jessica Sulia, Haley Lou Richardson, and Betty Buckley. Also, I just want to let you guys know there may be some spoilers that I give away for this movie. If you guys haven't watched it by now, I don't know what's wrong with you guys. It came out 2 years ago, so I may be giving away some stuff here and there. So you have been warned. So if you guys have watched my review for Unbreakable, you guys know I wasn't too impressed with it. It wasn't awful. I thought there was an interesting premise there. Shyamalan doing a superhero movie in a much more realistic and grounded setting. I thought that would be an interesting premise, but his execution was not done very well. I thought the acting was not very good except for a couple of people. I felt there was a disconnect in the story and the characters, and the overall premise of the superhero stuff, I didn't feel like he went into it far enough for me. So when it came to this movie, I had no idea that this was part of the same universe as Unbreakable, so I'm literally judging this as another Shyamalan movie. As you guys know, I'm not a Shyamalan fan. I don't like any of his films, or at the most, I didn't enjoy from start to finish. And then the last movie I saw recently before this was The Visit, and I was not impressed with that either. I don't understand why people think that he's such a great director. I mean, I know, stuff is subjective, and I know some people, actually a lot of people really enjoy his stuff, and they find some messages in there, and they enjoy the twist that he does. And I'm just like, okay, more power to you guys. I wish I was with you guys. I wish I enjoyed his films as much as you guys do, but it's just at the end of the day, I don't. I just feel like he is such a dry and stagnant director that just is full of ego. But, enough of my rant about Shyamalan. That would probably be for another time. But with this movie, I didn't really know what to expect with it, really. I am a fan of James McAvoy. He's one of my favorite actors. I did enjoy him in the X-Men films, Professor X, recently. So of course I would go see the movie for him, but just overall, the movie looked very odd to me. Him having different dual personalities, and I don't know. It's just very odd direction for Shyamalan to go into, but that's really what he does. He does odd stuff. So I guess it wouldn't be too out of the realm of possibility for him. But yeah, the marketing just didn't really blow me away. There was some intrigue of what James McAvoy would do with these personalities. So maybe on that aspect it might be engaging. And then the main girl, Anya Taylor-Joy, I haven't seen her in anything before this, and she just has this look that's kind of odd looking. No, don't get me wrong, she's a very beautiful girl, but it's just like her look, it just seems very, I don't know, maybe I don't know how to describe it. The structure of her face is very, there's some stuff very apparent, like her eyes. She has some really big eyes that's kind of like, sometimes it's unsettling. I don't want to, like, I'm not trying to insult her in any way, because as I said, I think she is really attractive, but she just has those features that just, you know, really apparent in this, you know, her facial expressions are kind of like, I don't know. So it's just, I didn't really know what to expect with it, really. So I wasn't planning on seeing this opening weekend. I was probably gonna wait a couple of weekends after, but you know, my friends wanted me to come see it with them opening weekend. Apparently it was a massive hit, so I did end up seeing it with them, even though I didn't really want to. So overall, with this movie, I will say it was a pleasant surprise for the most part. Split is a massive improvement of Unbreakable. With this movie, immediately, I felt more personality. I felt more of a focused structure, and the cinematography is a lot more lively and vibrant, and the performances I thought were a lot better. And the premise, I think, is very interesting and engaging. So on that level, that really surprised me, because up until that point, Shyamalan's direction and his, you know, his overall structure and acting in his films weren't grabbing me at all. So immediately the movie got my attention within the first 10 minutes, because people actually felt like people in this movie instead of feeling like robots or wooden puppets. So on that level, I'm like, okay, I'm in. Let's see what we got. Overall, James McAvoy was amazing in this movie. All the split personalities that he does in this film was great. It literally, you felt like he spent so much time putting character and personalities with all the different, you know, with all the different split personalities that he has. You felt like he spent time with each of them and trying to make them distinct from one another. It literally felt like there were different actors on screen, you know? It didn't always feel like James McAvoy. It literally felt like there was different people in this movie. That's how good of his performance that he was. And I'm surprised that Shyamalan got this performance out of him. I don't know how much it was from James or it was from M. Night, but it definitely blew me away. I didn't expect a performance like this in any of Shyamalan's movies, but it was here and I was very happy. When it comes to the three girls, I actually liked them a lot. Haley Lu and Jessica, I thought they were actually really good. I actually expected them to be the stupid teenagers that aren't very smart and just being the damsel in distress for most of the movie, but actually they're pretty smart in this movie. They actually do what they can to try to escape from James McAvoy's character. What's his character's name? Kevin. Yeah, Kevin Crumb. Yeah, so I was so happy that they didn't make them stupid. They actually made them kind of smart and cunning and clever. So it's like, I was so relieved about that. Of course they were the popular girls, you know, that they care about, the simplistic stuff that teenagers think about. But when it came to the danger and stuff like that, you actually felt like there was a sense of urgency because they actually were trying to be smart and, time things out and actually think about their plans and stuff like that. So that was very refreshing to me. So getting to Anya's character, Casey, I thought she was good. There was some interesting stuff with her character-wise, that I did want to know more of. But this is where we start getting into the typical Shyamalan issues. There was a sense of disconnect with her character personality-wise. She's very awkward and dry and stagnant for most of the movie, though to give her credit, when it gets into the second part of the movie, this is where she starts getting more personality and has a little bit more emotion. But towards the beginning, I was like, okay, why does Shyamalan do this? It's like she purposely doesn't speak that much, for no reason. She just stares into the camera or stares at someone for a long period of time without talking. And it's like there's a difference between being quiet and not speaking at all. And it's like literally there's a couple of scenes where she doesn't talk, where she needs to speak, like she's being quiet for no reason. And once again, it's like going back to her eyes. It's just like her features are so strong in her eyes. When she's just staring into the camera, I feel a sense of unease and I feel uncomfortable. And I don't know if that was like, if that's what Shyamalan wanted to do, because he does that a lot in his movies, where they just have him stare blankly into the camera or stare off in the distance for like 1 or 2 minutes, and it's just like, can something happen? Why is this happening? But outside of that, I think she was a good character. She was engaging to watch, and I do feel like she ended up being the smartest out of the 3 girls when it came to them being locked up by Kevin. It's just wish that Shyamalan would stop directing her like, I don't know, like a statue or something like that. I don't know. It's just so odd that he does that, because you can tell that he improved a lot with his camera work and his cinematography. There's more life. There's more intrigue. There's more of a sense of direction of what he's doing. But it's just, he keeps resorting back to weird stuff like that, and I just wish he wouldn't do that. So the main premise of this movie is Kevin stealing these 3 girls and putting them in an underground facility, and for the longest time you don't know why it's happening. You're just mainly thinking that, okay, this dude is crazy because he's another serial killer or he's another rapist, whatever. But then as the movie starts to unfold, you start to see something is off with him. It's like, because they don't address right away that he has split personality. You're just immediately thinking that he's just a rapist and a sociopath. But then when the girls start to try to escape, or starts to pay attention to his mannerisms, you start to see that something is off. Like, he starts acting different. The inflection in his voice is different. His body language is different, and to the point where you see that, oh wait, he has dual personality. And so all these dual personalities apparently are working together to keep these girls in this jail lockup facility, and you, for a long time, you don't know why until later. But I just thought that whole premise was just interesting, because you didn't know fully what was happening. There was a sense of urgency and tension, and they didn't just put all the answers within the beginning of the movie. So I thought that was really interesting. It kept me engaged, kept me wanting to know more of what was happening. And then when it came to Kevin's therapist, Betty Buckley, who plays Karen. I thought she was really good. She was a really good therapist to Kevin, and I thought the interaction between the two were really good. You feel like she's actually trying to help him with his disability and trying to learn more and what sets off the different personalities. So I thought she was done really well, and also she gives some satire on split personalities that people deal with in real life. There's like a couple of scenes where she does TED Talks with certain people on news or whatever, and she talks about the certain traits or what causes the split personalities to unform, to come out. And I thought all that stuff was pretty interesting. So the movie addresses that Kevin has 23, possibly 24 personalities, and we don't see all of them in the movie. We mainly see about 8 or 9 of them. So there's Dennis, Patricia, Kevin, Hedwig, Barry, Orwell, Jade, and the Beast. So Dennis is a serial killer slash sociopath, and then Patricia is the nice lady personality, and Hedwig is a 9-year-old boy, and then Barry is the artist. Barry's the artist. Orwell is just another random guy, and then I don't fully know much about him. We only see him in like a camera footage. And then Jade is the girl that needs to take incentives, and she's the only personality that's taking incentives. I don't know why the other personalities don't need to do it, but that's all we know about that. And then the Beast I'll talk about later. But I thought all the personalities, as I said, were very different from each other. They felt like different characters, and James McAvoy did a really good job bringing these personalities to life. Overall I just thought they were really good. I also liked the Hedwig personality. He's probably my favorite personality out of all of them, the 9-year-old boy. I just like the interaction that he has with Casey, and you feel like that personality had the most to work with outside the other personalities, other than the Beast. And he's like Hedwig. The Hedwig personality, had the most humor out of everyone else. So it was a good balance with all the tense stuff happening in the movie. It was good to have that personality, help alleviate some of the stuff that's happening. So it was good. The stuff when he was dancing, I thought that was funny. And then when he asked to kiss Casey, and there was that funny line of, "I think you're pregnant now." that whole stuff I thought was pretty funny. Okay, so let's talk about the Beast then real quick. So as I said, up until that point, I thought it was a really good thriller mystery movie. I thought, the split personality story I thought was really interesting, and I'm like, okay, Shyamalan, you almost win me over. And then the Beast came in, and I was like, okay, what's happening now? The movie was setting up for that to happen, because they talked about it towards the third act, and a little bit towards the end of the second act. Like, okay, the Beast is coming, and I was like, what is this Beast? What is this exactly? And not knowing that this was a part of the Unbreakable verse where people had abilities, that whole Beast segment was very weird. It was very strange. Now, knowing what I know now about Glass and Unbreakable, do I feel better about the ending with the Beast? Yes. However, it still was very out there. when it got to the Beast stuff, there was a instant tonal change that was very jarring. Up until that point, the movie felt very grounded and, you know, I would say for the most part realistic because split personalities happen, but there wasn't really anything supernatural with this movie. But when it got to the Beast stuff, it got really weird. I don't know, it's just got really dark and kind of just jarring, because the Beast is a 24th personality that apparently he has super strength and he has enhanced agility and he's climbing on walls and he's eating organs from people. And I'm just like, what? What is happening right now? She literally eats the guts of Haley and Jessica's character, and I'm just like, what is happening right now? So the other personalities is pretty much setting up the three girls to become literal food for the Beast. It just was so, oh god. And it's like the Beast only eats people that have been through struggles in their life or have been through hardships. And it's just like, once again, it's like they don't really go into that aspect very much. I mean, you did have Anya's character, they did have some flashbacks with her as a child and them alluding to the fact that there was domestic abuse with her uncle, and so that type of stuff. Okay, that's interesting, I guess, but I'm like, what causes the Beast to come out like this? Like, what is the manifestation of this? And if we're comparing this to the other Unbreakable movies, there wasn't really an explanation to why they had powers, so I could let it go on that aspect. But it was just like I said, the Beast was just so, it was just so jarring. I can take the super strength, I can take the agility and the invulnerability, yeah, that I can take that, but him eating people, that's just, that was just too much for me, I guess. I don't know, it really affected how I felt about it, even knowing that this is in the same universe as Unbreakable. It was just so strange because, like, we don't get much answers for that, you know? So I don't know. I will say that Shyamalan did a good job with the suspense on that part. Like, you know, I actually felt danger and tension in that scene when Casey is limping with the shotgun after, you know, the Beast ate a part of her legs, or bited a part of her leg. She didn't eat her leg, she just bited a part of her leg, and she's limping down the hallway with the shotgun. I thought all that stuff was interesting. But yeah, it's just very strange. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. I don't know how to feel about it. Maybe in Glass, I'll feel a lot better about it because they'll hopefully expand the world more. But you know, if you're judging this as a movie by itself, it's just very odd, you know. So overall, as I said, this is an improvement from Unbreakable, but I don't know. I didn't love it. I almost was on the verge of loving it, but I felt like, you know, just tonally, I didn't feel like it was fully there. I do feel more personality and more of a structure, and I feel more for the characters than I did in Unbreakable. So I will say that this is a step in the right direction for Shyamalan, and surprisingly enough, it actually had me looking forward to what he does with Glass. So I will say he did a decent job with this movie. So overall, I will give Split a B-. A pretty decent movie. Actually had me looking forward to a Shyamalan film. I never thought I would say that, but you know, Glass, I think it might turn things around for me. But yeah, what did you guys think about Split? Did you guys love it? Did you guys hate it? Did you guys think it was okay? Comment below your thoughts. If you guys enjoyed the video, please don't forget to leave a like. As I said, comment your thoughts, and please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Please subscribe on the road to 50 subscribers. Please hit that bell if you guys want to be updated on future videos I'll be doing. Thank you guys as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. The next movie I will be talking about is Glass, so stay tuned for that. Thank you as always, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.